I'm 23 years old and my company has sold over $1.3 million worth of products last year across multiple e-commerce platforms. I didn't inherit this. I didn't have a magic formula handed to me. I just started small, experimenting, learning, failing, and iterating the process. And that's what I want to focus on today. How I make my money, how I built a system that works, and how you could do the same if you're willing to put in that same time. So when I first got into reselling, I didn't have a perfect plan. I didn't know all the suppliers, margins, or trends. But what I did have was curiosity and time. I would research various products, test them, list them, see what's sold, and refine the process. Some things worked, some didn't. Some suppliers let me down, and some mistakes cost me lots of money. But every single mistake taught me something new, whether it be about sourcing, pricing, inventory management, marketing, or even customer behavior. That early experimentation is worth more than anything I could have learned in a classroom. One of the biggest lessons I learned is that there's never just one right way to make money. There are thousands of industries, infinite strategies, and countless approaches. But what matters is depth. You need to pick a lane, focus on it, and give it the time that it needs. If you're spreading yourself too thin across 100 different things, you're just diluting your results. Time invested consistently in one lane compounds faster than dabbling in 10. That's why I doubled down on e-commerce so early. When I was starting out, I would buy products wholesale from suppliers and resell them online at a margin, and basically learning everything hands on. Some weeks I'd have small profits, other weeks I'd make mistakes and lose money. But each small experiment built knowledge, and that knowledge is what eventually allowed me to scale to millions of dollars. As my business grew, I realized it wasn't just about selling products. It was about creating a system that works without me having to handle every detail. I optimized inventory, tested marketing, and eventually delegated tasks to my employees. I brought my brother in full time too. He had a finance degree. I had experience running operations. Together, we combined our knowledge with action. But the key wasn't his degree or even my business degree. It was just learning by doing, learning fast, and fixing mistakes along the way. What you need to understand is that early action compounds. So, what that means is that the earlier you start, the more time you have to make mistakes, learn, and improve. That's why starting in high school or early college could be so powerful. By the time that most people are figuring out what they want to do, you're already built on experience, you've experienced different relationships and systems that are all tangible assets. Making money online is not just about doing it on one platform. What I did was I diversified across multiple marketplaces and I tested a lot of different products before I found the winning one that I now use today. Another crucial point is that adaptation is essential. You won't get it perfect on the first try. You will need to pay attention, analyze, and iterate your process. And look, it's not just e commerce. Today, there are so many countless ways to make money. Social media is one example. If you're able to build a following, creating content, and monetizing it through sponsorships, affiliate marketing, or even selling your own products, service based businesses are another fantastic option. If you have a skill, coding, design, consulting, fitness coaching, whatever it may be, you can start offering that to clients immediately. And look, AI tools are exploding too. Whether it's leveraging artificial intelligence to create content, automate processes, or even build full out applications, there are opportunities to capitalize on new technology before it becomes too saturated. You can even combine artificial intelligence with social media, e commerce, or service based businesses to scale faster than ever. The key across all of these paths is the same. Do what interests you, what excites you, and what you're willing to put in the time on. Because if it feels forced, it's not going to last. You need to be invested emotionally and mentally because that's what keeps you pushing through all of the challenges and obstacles that are going to come along the way. Another lesson I learned early is that systems are far more important than ideas. Many people focus on just having this perfect idea, but the execution matters far more. A simple product with great execution, customer experience, and marketing will 100% outperform a perfect product that just isn't implemented properly. That's why my focus was always on execution over theory and over analyzing. And now, even with $1.3 million in sales in 2025, I'm still learning new stuff every single day because scaling a business requires constant problem solving. New products are coming out, dealing with new suppliers, managing the orders, improving operations, whatever it may be. There's no end to learning if you want to keep on growing. But the foundation will always be the same to pick your lane, start early, and execute consistently. So, for anyone who's watching that wants to start their own business and make money online, The path might not always be obvious because there's no single blueprint, but the principles always remain the same and they're very clear. Start as early as possible. The best day to have started was yesterday. Use your time as leverage. And remember, pick a lane, stick with it because the depth compounds. Remember that you learn by doing. Mistakes are invaluable throughout the entire process. Also, don't forget that systems are more important than ideas. Execution always wins. And probably the last piece of advice that I could give you guys is just to follow your curiosity because the passion also compounds. And yes, it is possible to make serious money at a young age. I'm a living example of it. The key is that you don't need a perfect plan, a college degree, or connections to start. You just need time, focus, and the courage to take action. That last part, particularly, the courage to take action. By doing that, I went from testing products in my parents' room to now running a multi-million dollar business by the age of 23. So for those of you who are thinking about starting, remember that you don't need to know everything right away. You just need to start and be committed to learning because you could always refine your approach over time. And that is how the most successful businesses grow. That's how wealth grows. That's how experience compounds. And most importantly, that's how you create real options for yourself. Whether you're looking for financial freedom, career flexibility, or building something that just lasts with time. I hope you guys found this video extremely useful. If you guys are interested, feel free to check out some of the other videos on my page where I talk more about myself and kind of my mindset. I want to make a lot of content that's beneficial for you guys. So if you guys have any comments, questions that you want answered in an upcoming video, feel free to drop it in the comments below. And with that, I will catch you guys on the next one.